number one, this cable is coming off of this cable guide wrong, and by pushing that cable guide, it can cause all sorts of issues. So that's the number one concern here, is we want that cable coming straight off of the MyLifter, and then of course going straight up the other side.
When the cables are crooked, it puts extra tension on the system. In this particular case, a lot of tension ends up happening right here on this cable guide. So this is an example of what's caused when cables are mounted at an angle and not straight. You've got damage to the cable guide, to the spool, and to the cable itself. So typically a cable should come off of the MyLifter like this. In this case, there was some type of angle going on. This is why it's important that the cables are straight. Don't do this. This doesn't happen very often, but one of the things that we do see from time to time, and it does cause damage, is the cable getting stuck between the pulley wheel and the pulley frame. Now, these pulleys that we sell usually don't have those issues. Once in a while, it does happen. So here's what happens from time to time. Like I said, the cable gets in between the pulley wheel, the pulley frame. There's a lot of weight on that, and that can start to peel the coating off of the cable, and certainly causes damage to the cable and to the system. So during first time use, when you're setting this up, and during subsequent uses, one of the things to check is just check to make sure that the cable is properly seated on the pulley. I think you can see that, but it's on the pulley and not between the pulley frame and the pulley wheel.
So another cool feature that we absolutely recommend you use is the smart high and low points. The high is probably the most important. It will stop you from taking stuff too high. So often when you're lifting something, it's bigger than this frame, and so you can't see how high you're going. By setting the smart high point, it will stop you from doing this. That's bad. You may be tempted to park your Jeep here and have your hardtop raised here, and so as you're lowering or raising, you're pulling on that hardtop and putting all this stress on that cable guide. So that's a big no-no. Worst case scenario, as you pull on this cable, it can catch on your cable guide and bind it up, and it will ruin your hands-free spooling, and then the next time you use it, your cable's unwound and everything's ruined. Make sure that those cables are straight the entire time when you're raising and lowering.
One of the things to keep in mind is you're loading and using any of our lifting storage frames is how you balance the load, how you make sure that the load is even. So the importance of this is to make sure that each lifter is lifting about the same amount of weight. Overload protection is a feature that will shut off the lifter if it is under more load than what it can safely lift. And when you're using multiple lifters in a setup, the cool thing is all of these lifters, so in this case we've got 4 lifters hooked to a platform. Each of these lifters communicate with each other. So you're using the app to control the lifters, that is controlling all lifters, but if one lifter senses that too much weight is on the frame, on the platform, in a particular area that is weighing it down more than it is meant to lift, all 4 lifters will shut down. And that's certainly a safety feature to ensure that one doesn't shut off and the other 3 continue to lift, causing obvious problems.
All right, let's do a quick recap. Make sure to keep your cables straight up and down so you don't damage the MyLifter. Make sure the cables are seated in the pulleys so you don't damage the cables. Set the smart points in the app so you don't run stuff into your MyLifter. Lift whatever you are lifting straight up and down and not at an angle. And balance the load so that everything is balanced.